If you are a medical aspirant, this is something you must know. In the flow volume loop of a spirometry, there are a few key parameters that are not only important clinically but are also potential exam questions. The first one is PEFR, that is the peak expiratory flow rate. As we begin to exhale, the initial flow of the air is very rapid, and that is mainly due to the larger airways, like the trachea and the major bronchi. In the flow volume loop, the rapid flow of air is represented by a sharp rise in the curve, and the highest point reached is called peak expiratory flow. That is the maximum flow a person can generate during forced expiration. After this peak, the flow starts to decline gradually. Because as expiration continues, the responsibility of airflow shifts from the larger airways to the smaller airways. These smaller airways generate less forceful flow, so the curve slopes downward. This gradual decline in the expiratory flow is representative of the small airway function. Now here's what's clinically significant, and that is exam gold. If there is any obstruction in the larger airways, or if the patient makes a poor expiratory effort, or he has reduced respiratory muscle strength, the PFR will reduce. The person simply won't be able to generate that initial sharp flow. On the other hand, if there is a problem in the smaller airways, such as in obstructive lung diseases like asthma or COPD, then the descending limb of the curve will show a steeper and a more rapid decline than usual. This gives you important clues about which part of the airway is affected. On this mid portion of the expiratory phase, if we draw lines on the volume axis, we will find out that this portion of the graph represents the expiratory flow that occurs between 25% and 75% of the vital capacity being exhaled. And that's why it is called forced expiratory flow 25 to 75%. Since this portion reflects flow through the smaller airways, FEF 25 to 75% is considered relatively effort independent, and a decrease in this value is an early indicator of a small airway disease, even when FEV1 and FEV1 FVC ratio are still within normal limits. So that's all for today. Keep coming back for more NEET PG questions that you cannot afford to answer wrong.